Do, 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 do. Woo! What is up, family? You are looking live at your boy. Sunday Funday. Let's go out here and get this money. It is your main man, dark skinned and not offended, clean shaven, no misbehaving. Darth Vader's only son and Count Chocula's favorite nephew. He is I is him. It's your main man accounting time. Checking in on a Sunday morning. Let's finish the week out strong. Oh my God. If you looked at the Uber app last freaking night, holy cow. BTS got this city on lock. And they only been here for 48 hours. They only been here 48 hours and they running the city. These kids and these chicks that like these little K-pop groups or manga or whatever they are out here going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And let me explain. It ain't gonna be getting nothing but worse tonight. Because they got a show tonight. And then they got a show on Tuesday. So they didn't do the Taylor Swift, oh, let's work Tampa for 3 days straight. Oh, no, no, no. These dudes came in and was like, we gonna be here for 3 days. And you gonna see us pop up everywhere and y'all gonna go bonkers and chase us around. I could have made money last night, but I made enough. I had to take my behind to sleep so I could get up here and grind today. And what I talk on my channel, of course, is always budget and finance and making money, keeping your money, getting your money, getting your money to work for you as you sleep. But yeah, if you was Ubering and Lyft driving last night or DoorDashing last night, after that concert let out, you made a bag. You probably made a bag by driving the whole day that the concert was going on. I mean, the concert didn't start till I think it was like maybe 7:30, I think. And that concert ran all the way till almost midnight. And guess what? They were out here last night following the bus. Man, they was out here going crazy for these dudes. Just go on TikTok and look up BTS in Tampa and watch the shit show go on. They were crazy for these dudes being here. And they got a show tonight, which I think the show is the same time as yesterday, 7:30. Now, trust me, these are only few and far in between shows that happen in Tampa that you won't see happen for another 6-7 years. Case in point, when I first started doing Uber in 2016, 2017, Beyonce had a concert, and I remember driving probably 6-7 hours after the concert let out to take people home and making some coin. It wasn't enough Uber drivers out here. Then Beyonce came back, I think that was in 24, 25. Hey, what's going on? Beyonce came back again, and that was almost 8-9 years later. And the same thing. Those are one of those quick one-day cash grabs you could take advantage of. They don't happen in Tampa too often. Oh, these just regular glasses. These ain't Meta. But thank you. I appreciate you. These are prescription. I need these boys. So, yeah. And then we had the national championship game here for college football. I think that was 2018. We ain't had nothing like that since. When Clemson and Alabama was here. I think that was 17. I can't even remember. It was so long ago. Tampa don't have these events. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. And thank you for the like. So yeah, Tampa don't get these big time events. Taylor Swift was here 3 days in a row. And that was what, 2024? And you probably won't see her again for 6 or 7 years. Tampa don't get these events like this that'll shake things up, that'll actually put money in your pocket for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and you can reap the benefits from it. And I mean, we haven't had the NFL draft here, so that's a whole nother thing. And if we did have the draft here, it was before it's a crazy event like it is now. So this is one of my gripes with Tampa. I like it here. I love it here. The people have been nothing good for me for the past 23 years. But Miami will constantly get a Super Bowl. Miami will constantly get one of the college football playoff games. They will constantly get that. Like, we'll get the Bucks and USF. And if USF ain't winning, no one is going. They won't even be games that make a difference unless USF plays Alabama or Florida State or Florida. That's the only time, or maybe Miami. That's the only time you'll get people up here. And if they play Miami, they play in Miami at the end of the holiday season. And don't get me wrong, you need to have more events here if you want to be this top-notch city. Tampa is throwing up these buildings, these high-rises, with their $10,000 a month, $12,000 a month apartments. You don't even have a job market here to support shit like that. And if you have people living in that, guess what? They got jobs that's in New York, LA, or Chicago, and they're working remote here to pay for that. So the math don't math. And you know, they'll come up with these quote-unquote mixed residents, like with people who make money and then people who don't. No. Because you won't be able to rent out the places with people that make money because you got a whole bunch of people living in an apartment that make subpar money. There is no such thing as mixed. It's going to be the haves and the have-nots. I'm telling you how this is going to go. Because they supposed to be, you know, they tore down these projects. I forgot where the area is, somewhere in central Tampa. They tore down these projects. And they're going to build this up where it's going to be mixed incomes. People that make $10K a month, that people that make $50K a year, or $40 a year, or $30 a year. That's not going to be a place for sustainable living, because if I make $10K a month and then my motherfucking rims get snatched off my car, why would I live there? So if you got units you got to put out and try to rent to someone that makes $10K a month and you want to charge them $3K a month to live there, they're not going to live there. They're going to go out in the suburbs and live there before they live there with you. That's subpar. You still got your badass kids that you can't control. and shit like that, nobody's going to want to live up under that. So I laugh at the things that Tampa is doing. You're not breathing regular, normal living. Everything's went up here. From 21 and 22, rent has skyrocketed because when Florida was the only place that was open other than Texas, Texas and Florida been the top two states everybody been moving to. And you could give your Georgias and you could give your South Carolinas and North Carolinas. No one is moving here 300,000 a year a clip like Florida and Texas. No one's doing that. You ain't got 300,000 moving to North and South Carolina. No, you're not. Florida is getting that. And then when you get some people, they'll move here and be here 6 months, maybe to a year, and they'll go right back to where they were from, or they'll move to another state adjacent to here to make the money that they're accustomed to. Case in point, I moved here in 2003. I was making $15 an hour at a gas station in 2003. I moved here, they were still talking about that $6, $7, and $8 an hour. I was making that in high school back then. I said, oh, okay, so you gotta find somebody who's paying you and you stick with them. Because then once you find somebody who's paying and then you stay there, the new generation that's come up, you ain't gonna be able to move up. You're not gonna be able to. And this is why people bounce around. The job market is all crazy and shit here now. Because if somebody worked for you for 2 years and you done gave them a 60-cent raise in 2 years, I'm not staying with you. I'm going to move and find money elsewhere if I can't find it here. So, and if you're not in the finance and accounting industry and stuff, you all moving to South Florida because all the hedge funds. Mondani up in New York about to tax the shit out of you motherfuckers that's rich. Now you got to do even more to be like, yeah, you may say I make that money, but it ain't liquid. That's just asset. It's not liquid. This is how much I make. And then they'll go around your little tax thing on taxing the rich and everything else. So if you don't come up with taxing intangibles, the rich already going to strategize to lower their tax burden in the first place. That's why you have these CPAs that you pay money to find those tax loops, to be able to stay in New York, make the money that you make, and still be able to claim that and come up under the tax threshold so you don't get taxed like quote unquote the rich. But if they can't get around it, guess what they gonna do? They gonna move they shit. And then the jobs they provide is gonna move with them. You know? Oh. Yeah, he looked like he wasn't even gonna stop, but I guess the light green, but I ain't gonna pull out. Brrr. But yeah. You know, they building stuff around here in Florida. It used to be swampland. Now you got Chick-fil-A's, you got Chipotle's, you got the new and improved Wendy's. Now I'm seeing this saucy KFC popping up. Not regular KFC, saucy KFC. I'm seeing that shit now that's popping up. Now you're getting Whataburgers coming down here, and you know, they're throwing up stuff down here because the massive amount of people is moving here. Now, granted, you may not see a Buc-ee's be put in Tampa, but eventually somebody's going to push for one. And you're going to have a Buc-ee somewhere, either in Wesley Chapel or somewhere in South St. Pete near the freeway where everybody could pull up in. So you will get that. That's going to happen at some point. You know, having a Buc-ee's in Gainesville and Daytona That shit ain't gonna cut it. Tampa's gonna get that. You know, just like how the Rays are gonna build their new stadium, they're gonna get that, and they're gonna do something that the Bucks didn't do, and the Bucks ain't gonna be happy about it because they're like, damn, we was gonna put, but the Bucks, you've been at the same spot for now 30 years. Raymond James opened up in '98. It is now almost 2028. It's 2026. You've been there for 28 years and you ain't thought about putting shops or anything around your stadium. But then here's the kicker. The Rays gonna want public funding to help put this shit there. And there's one thing about people that I know, if they don't like it and we gotta vote on it, they're not gonna vote. They'll vote recreational marijuana in finally before they vote to have the Rays and have public taxes money going towards that. So they gonna build this up. Hopefully, if it does get voted on, it passes. The Rays stay in Tampa. If not, these dudes gonna check out. They not gonna put no stores and shops where you could be around the stadium all year long. No, they're not gonna do nothing like that. Cause every time you look up, there's a new restaurant, there's new sports bars, there's same restaurant changes with new faces. Like the Golden Corral that where I live next to, that mug was closed for almost 3 years because all the fighting, shootings that happened there, the food bad. Now they done revamp that shit. Now I see charter buses in the parking lot at freaking Golden Corral. Like seriously? Like now you got the little food trucks. Now they got whole restaurants. The area and the landscape has changed dramatically because, of course, where I live at in Tampa, which we call town and country, it's a big Latino population. They still got some of the smallest little restaurants that you won't even notice when you drive by, and they making a killing, and they waiting for somebody who can't pay their strip mall rent, and they gonna put they shit over there and they gonna take over. Like we had an ABC liquor building on Hillsborough, and the ABC liquor closed down, and they moved further down closer to Oldsmar, and the Latinos came, they bought the building, changed it up, they put up a whole bunch of their friends, they got food trucks, and now that little area is bussing. That bitch, you couldn't even drive past it last night. They was bringing in so much revenue. The landscape has changed. They don't need to have a big chain no more to make money. You don't. All you got to have is a good product, and the people will come and speak for you. You'll be like, what the fuck is that going on over there? Oh, that must be a car meet. No, the fuck it ain't. There ain't no goddamn car meet. Everybody going there. People going there for date night, and they going up there because they got good food over there. They going over there, they getting food, they making money, and nobody is known to the wiser. It's one guy got Blazies right across the street from where I used to work at Pizza Hut. One of the other things that crippled Pizza Hut, Blazies was the little food truck. They had an old Top Hats or Crystal's location. They shut it down. Somebody tried to make it to a buy here, pay here car dealership. Didn't work. Shut that shit down. And then they built the Social Security office next to it. That dude bought that place, made it to a big time restaurant. His parking lot stay on swole. Golden Corral is on the other side. Stay on swole. Then you got the old ABC liquor store. They done changed it to a whole restaurant where all the food trucks are parked over there, and they all making money. That crippled Pizza Hut. Then, of course, the minimum wage bill kicks in. Next year we be making $15 an hour piece. So like, man, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. We're going to have to let y'all go as drivers. We're going to have to do the DoorDash and the Uber Eats. Those are our drivers. I've been saying that when California did that shit in 2023. They minimum wage went up to $16. And anybody can remember in California, in April, it was going up to $20 an hour for all restaurant and hospitality workers. And you know, and you saw on CNN or CNBC or watching anything on the news, they had a guy that had like an ice cream parlor. The day that minimum wage went up to 20, he shut that shit down. He sat in his Escalade, passed out checks to everybody. Thank you for your services. I'm gone. And drove off like the Mayflower, like the Indianapolis Colts when they left, when the Baltimore Colts left Baltimore. He got in his Escalade and he dipped. It was this one lady, she had 9 McDonald's restaurant franchises. She sold off 4 of them because she couldn't afford it. Pizza Hut, Domino's, anybody who had a pizza delivery driver, they cut all of them. All of them. That minimum wage law passed for them, and that shit was going to happen on April Fool's Day. It sure was April Fool's. They got rid of all of them. Now, here's the kicker for here in Florida. Even for Domino's. September, the minimum wage goes up to 15, and that's for everybody. Watch, they'll either do 2 things. They'll either minimize your hours and hire more people to work less hours. So they'll hire you on, and you think you're going to work 4 or 5 days. No, you're going to work 3. And they're going to hold you for that. They're going to hold you out. They're going to keep you at 3. So now you're probably going to have 4 jobs just to maintain a living here in Florida. Because the rent ain't going to do nothing but go up even more. Because even my rent went up a couple of $100. And the only way we kept our rent the same was signing a 16-month lease so the rent don't go up $8. Oh, I'm moving next year. I'm getting the hell up out of there next year. Because there's people that moved around and found other places to live. And they're not paying the rent that I was paying. Because when I moved in my apartment in 2018, it was $13.60. Now it's $22.06. Take that as you will. All right, guys, it's 10 o'clock. Your boy got to get in here in the atmosphere and make this money because we know it ain't funny. But I will talk to you guys later. We're going over the numbers tonight when I get home. And we'll go over the money that I made for the whole weekend from Friday to Sunday. And then you see how the budget is budgeting and how everything builds up, and you can set yourself up if you can save your money and do things the right way. Then we got to go over the numbers tonight for sure, because I paid my credit repair guy last night. So we're on and popping. We about to make hella big moves in the future. Like, comment, subscribe. I answer to everything, good, bad, and indifferent. It don't even matter. Be safe out there. Be aware of your surroundings. And Buddhalations 101 always says, get your money and bounce. Go home to your family in one piece after you go to work. Tell someone you love them, because we all ain't promised tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see y'all tonight going over the numbers. Don't mess up the count. The podcast will be streaming tonight. I'll see y'all.